All right.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay,
And this Lucito.
and we're doing the virtual thing because life is hard, and we are doing our best. You know what I'm saying, Lucito? How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. I'm kind of looking forward for this pay per view. Should be interesting.
Yes, sir. Today we're just only going to focus on the WWE Survivor Series happening this Saturday, November 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where they're going to give us at least 5 matches or maybe more because things can change. But we're just going to focus on the five that's already been public to our eyes. So let's get the ball started. I believe one of the biggest matches that's going to start off this is the women. War Game match is a team of Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, uh, Shotzi, Becky Lynch, and Damage Control, a team of Bailey, Asuka, Io Sky, and the return, my queen, my captain, Kyrie Zane. I am super excited to see Kyrie Zane once again in the WWE ring. That's one of the biggest things, but before we really make our pick, Lucita, I got to give you props because you boldly said in our previous episode that the fourth member was going to be Becky Lynch. How does it feel to get in that prediction right? And what do you believe is going to be the outcome of this matchup?
So the Becky thing, I think it sort of makes sense because it's the only person kind of without a storyline. Um, she kind of was done with the NXT thing, so I feel like nobody else in the roster. We went through in the previous episodes. We thought about Selena Vega, even
Mm-hmm.
some other people we mentioned, but it was just like that team wouldn't make sense because I think
Mm-hmm.
the only one that would have been okay would have been Raquel because she's kind of connected to the people from NXT and kind of Damage Control. But besides that, there's really nobody kind of like a free agent that could go across all three brands. So I'm pretty excited that Becky kind of got called for, reinforcements, and she's kind of like the main for the job. No pun intended, but but
Mm-hmm.
I think this beginning of Damage Control, the crumbling of Damage Control. I think Charlotte, Bianca Belair, that team is gonna win it from Survivor Series.
Uh, very bold prediction. I mean, to comment on what you said, Becky was working with Zia Lee,
Correct.
and if anything, seeing how they were building that story on Raw, and usually War Game is usually like a five-person team.
Correct.
I thought Zia Lee would be picked up for Team Damage Control to substitute Dakota Kai, and then we might have been surprised with the fifth member this upcoming Friday. We're
Hmm.
recording on the Tuesday, so Friday is the show before the pay-per-view, and I thought they were going to announce like another big name for that matchup, but unfortunately it didn't. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that. It's going to be 4-4.
Hmm.
So seeing Becky, like you said, is the right fit. Now, who is my pick? I'm going opposed to your selection. I'm going with Damage Control. The reason why I'm picking Damage Control is because it will be a disservice for Kyrie Zane to return to WWE and get a, an L. Not that she's going to get pinned, not that she's going to uh get injured or whatever, knock on wood, but it doesn't seem fair for that portion, you know what I'm saying? The person I could see winning this war game could be Kyrie Zane with the assist of Io and Oscar on the side, leaving Bailey disbelieved. And this is the part when I do agree with your comment, is that it could be the beginning of the Damage Control being controlled by out of Bailey's hands. I think the trio that I mentioned will take over uh, SmackDown, and we could future see a match between Bailey and Io Sky for the belt.
True. I think that for me, the one that might take the pin might be Bailey. So I think she might kind of like start
Ooh,
losing, and she might that you have the three kind of like former champions kind of like against her.
okay, that's
Yeah.
a really bold prediction. So we'll see what happens, bro. Really see what happened. The next upcoming match, I think it's going to be following up, and I think we got to balance it out with a male type of matchup, a single match between Carlito and Santo Escobar. as you guys know, Logan Paul defeated Rey Mysterio, and from that, LWO became no more. Santo Escobar took out his rage out of Rey, putting him out of the game for at least 4 months.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, Santo Escobar let the world know that he is on a mission and he's looking for blood. With Rey being out of the picture, it's the job of the OG himself, Carlito, to step in and try to represent LWO in the honor of Rey Mysterio. Uh, Honestly, my personal pick is Santo Escobar. The man is a bad man right now, and this is the type of energy and type of momentum that if it plays right, we could definitely see him being in the top contendership for that U.S. title.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably the best move that they did for LWO because they were kind of getting a little stale. And I know eventually Rey Mysterio had to drop the title to somebody. So I'm kind of glad, from our previous predictions, I got Logan Paul. So
You did.
it's kind of I think this is the right pick for I agree with you that Santos Escobar I think is gonna win against Carlito. Winning losing doesn't get anything out of it. He kind of like got the celeb shot, when people play, so he's kind of like the celeb, like the fill-in celebrity for celebrity sort of for this match. But I think this got a good start for Santos Escobar to start his reign, potentially be the next US champion. But I think Santos Escobar is for the win against Carlito.
And future rumors is that this could be a buildup of a story for either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, where we could see a team of Santo Escobar and his three team of three, maybe the two members that are not usually presented in LWO versus Carlito, Rey Mysterio, and maybe Bad Bunny. How do you feel about that type of matchup to be in WrestleMania?
I think it's a good kind of diversity into the matches and stuff, and it's a good blend. Because you get people kind of celebrities that brings the eye to other people, like into WrestleMania especially, and you have the veterans like Santos Escobar, Carlito. So I wonder who the other two people could be. I don't know. I'm currently right now I don't see too many I guess bad guys or heels and that are kind of like cruiserweights or lucha libre. The only one
Mm,
it's Dragon Lee, but he's like a super baby face. So
Joyce.
unless he turns and joins Santos Escobar, or even Santos Escobar could kind of like convince Dominic because they have the same enemy. Kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So maybe they could team up and kind of do sort of like a legacy, which we discussed, years or even basically when Dominic started. So maybe do a potential legacy with him and Santos Escobar, kind of like rebuild something, kind of a new legado of him.
Mm, I mean, most likely, Damian Priest and Dominique could be a good tag team
Hmm.
partner for Santo Escobar, giving Carlito and Bad Bunny support for Rey Mysterio. I'm just hoping that if this rumor is true, this could definitely be an excited moment to be at Philadelphia for WrestleMania. What 40, 51 or something like that? I lost track. So it is what it is. Next matchup we're going to talk about and you got to keep the key to your house under the mat or under a rock. And I'm talking about Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark for the women championship belt. Now, this is something that honestly it's not too excited for me because I'm afraid I know what is the outcome. And the outcome is you don't mess with mommy and you don't mess up her house. And I feel like mommy is definitely going to give Zoe a run for her money. Zoe might give a great matchup, being more physical and technical in the ring. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, is Rhea Ripley getting that W
Yeah, once again, she's gonna get another loss because I know she's the one who I think got the loss at the one in Saudi Arabia.
on the
So
5 hour
yeah,
fatal
the
5 up?
five,
Yep.
yeah, Fatal Five Way. So she's gonna be probably the closest person, kind of like in speed and everything's kind of like semi equally matched with Rhea, but Rhea can lose. I think she's gonna keep this title probably until Mania, maybe further out. We'll see.
I mean, if Rhea is able to hold this belt to Mania, that's going to be a hell of a record for her because she will be outshining, I think, Bianca Belair and maybe I'm trying to figure out who was also long. It's not Asuka. It's between Asuka or Bianca Belair that she would be
Hmm.
outshining their record, which it's going to be impressive. But we'll see what happens. There's not no one right now in the storyline that's going to be able to beat Rhea Ripley so far in the foresight future. So it is what it is. This matchup definitely deserved to be like one of the top two ending of the show because this man deserved our respect, and he have brought a lot of honor and a lot of prestige to the Intercontinental Championship belt, and he's facing one of the only individual that we could call a two-time Grand Slam champion. I am
Hmm.
talking about The Miz versus Gunther for the IC Championship belt. Now, the streak is broken. He's already surpassed, I believe, the Warrior
Hmm.
record. Not a
Ultimate
lot of
Warrior.
action. Ultimate Warrior, thank you.
Yep.
He definitely have been resting TV time, but not a lot of defense ever since he broke that record. But I feel like the Miz is the right opponent for this pay per view, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's the one that's going to take that belt out of Gunther's hand.
I will say it's gonna be a good matchup. I think the one person that I could think that could pull it off could be the Miz. And Gunther
Interesting.
losing against the Miz wouldn't be too bad for either one because somebody has to take it off. So I think the people that kind of future side, even we discussed this before. I would like to see either you know Pete Dunne or Butch or Ilya Dragunov or what is it, Sheamus. Like those will be great against Gunther because it's like powerhouse. It's kind of like NXT UK, but like in the US, it would be great. But the Galway show on Monday with the Miz, I think it's he kind of solidified himself. It's like he finds a way to pull it off, and him kind of got already kind of accomplished everything and kind of made that prestigious once again. And him having the record, him losing it, it's like okay, fine. Now we could give him something else to do. Um, I would like. For me, I'm picking the Miz. I think Miz could somehow pull it off and kind of
Wow,
go
the
against Gunther.
underdog.
Yeah,
Damn, damn,
yeah.
really? You going with the underdog? That's kind of surprising for me because you usually go for the most obvious win right there. Gunther definitely has the more power, energy, present in the ring. Um, Miz, I mean, he's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna disrespect the man like that, but when it comes to like power,
Hmm.
I got to give it to Gunther, bro. I like, yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna be the new record, but I think
No,
by the
true.
end of the year, Gunther is definitely gonna keep that streak going for a very, very long time. All right, guys, we're here to talk about what I'm assuming is the main event because we have a hell of a team for the men's war game. It's usually champion versus champion in the traditional way, but this year we got all the belts, we got all the top guns all in one ring, and this is the team right here. We got Judgment Day, as you can see. We got Dirty Dom, Finn Balor, Damien Priest, Mr. Money in the Bank, JD Magana,
JD McDonough, yeah, that.
Madonna,
Yeah.
and of course, my guy Drew McIntyre as a set of team versus I'm going to call them the A-listers because we got the champion Seth freaking Rollins, the heavyweight champion. We got the main event Jey Uso. We got the Nightmare, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. We got Sami Zayn, the voice of the people, in the return of the Legacy, the Viper, the Apex himself, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. I want to say freaking Orton, but
Yeah.
it take away from Seth. But Randy Orton is back, guys, and I am super excited to see the condition that he is, and B what version of the Viper we're gonna
Mhm.
get for this matchup because it's been months. It's been a long time since we haven't seen Randy, and this is a perfect opportunity to bring him back in. Now, Lucito, you have the honor of making your prediction of which side is gonna win and how they're gonna win it.
Um, So the like you mentioned the A team are basically the American Nightmare, the freaking Rollins. That team's gonna win it. Judgment Day, they they added a new person, but it's kind of this dissension between the ranks. And kind of with McIntyre being in the fold, it's kind of like they need a person like him in the group to make it a fit. But there's too many alphas, quote unquote alphas in that team. Um,
Way too
I
many.
think it's gonna be, unfortunately, I think either JD McDonough or probably Finn are gonna take the pin. Everybody else should be
Ooh,
protected. I wouldn't want Damon Priest to, get the pin, or Dominic or Drew McIntyre, but I think somehow I think it's gonna be it's gonna be Randy Orton's gonna get the win for the group.
that's bold, my guy. That's a really bold. I'm with you. It's Team Alpha for sure. The A team, the A-listers. Cause ain't no way you're gonna bring in Randall, Kenneth, Orton out of his vacation time to get an
Hmm.
L. That's like saying F you right to his face, man.
And
We
it's gonna
don't
be
do
and it's of war games too. So you don't know. So you don't know if you're gonna get a Legend Killer, you're gonna get Legacy Randy Orton.
we don't
Like,
know.
I think
Exactly.
honestly he might. I know he hasn't done this in a while, but I wouldn't mind him bringing back the punt kick that he did as a finisher on, especially
And,
war games.
well, anything can happen in war games. And honestly, looking at the matchup, I would love to get to see Dirty Dom getting the pin personally because it's he's been in the high street and we got to
Hmm.
figure out a way how to humble him in a sense.
Yeah,
Let him know he could get got. But
yeah.
one thing I could see in the midst of this matchup or within the cage while they are pending to go into the ring is between Randy and Jey Uso. For those who don't remember, it was the bloodline that put Randy Orton out of commission for a bit. So we don't know how Randy is feeling about that, but he could definitely get his RKO in that
Hmm.
matchup. Not during the the match, but after, as
Yeah.
saying F you for putting me out of the picture. But definitely see Dominique taking the pin. By who? Hmm. Honestly, the best person right now that I could think of should be and only should be Jey Uso. Why? He's the main event. He needs more momentum for his storyline. I'm afraid that if he doesn't get this pin and get this push, he probably going to be put aside in a way that we don't know how he's going to be part of a storyline unless if they could rekindle the beef between him and his brother. So that is the reason why I could see Jey Uso pinning Dominique and also winning the heart of mommy.
Yeah, definitely. But let's see what happens. It's gonna be this Saturday. It should be it's a good thing. I know we've discussed in previous episode, but kind of the setup of this year. But I think it's they kind of made it up. I would we would have booked it differently, but let's see how this Survivor Series War Games 2023 comes out.
Absolutely. I would love for them to include war games in future Survivor Series, but you got to let champions versus champion because that
Hmm.
what brought excitement to Survivor Series back in the days. It's just not the same as it was before. And also it was brands versus brands too,
Sure.
which made it more special. Like without that type of element, Survivor Series to me is just a regular pay per view. It's no
Yeah.
longer that special if you don't have that type of beef or element to the show. So, like Lucito said, it's this Saturday on Peacock. If you don't have it, subscribe now. We're not sponsored by them, but we're just letting you know where you could
Mhm.
watch it legally, so that way you could have a good time. Any prediction or comment before we end the show, Lucito?
No, I think we might see a couple of a turn. You know what? Since the Survivor Series, I wouldn't mind seeing. I hate saying this. I know I kind of like contradict myself all the time, but I wouldn't mind seeing Jade make an appearance somehow backstage or something because we haven't, Jade
Oh,
hasn't been around.
absolutely.
So like
That's not a
maybe
contradiction.
what I'm saying. Like I'm not a big fan of Jade, but let's see. Hopefully they capitalize on her, especially for some other pay people like this.
No, because what you did is more of an open
Yeah.
conversation. Because honestly, it's like in the women war games, we have 8 beautiful individuals that could be a perfect contender for Jade
Hmm.
for her first matchup. Ideally, I think we discussed that Bailey, not Bailey, Becky Becky
Yeah.
Lynch, the man, would have been the perfect person to welcome Jade into WWE. But again, Charlotte could do it. Belair could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bailey, Io, Asuka, any of these individuals that I named could do it perfectly well for the storyline. It can't be Rhea because it's a little bit too soon
Yeah.
for 2023 to end 2023, I should say. But for 2024, if Jade is in a hot streak, you could definitely see that she will have her target on
Yeah.
mommy's belt.
Definitely. Definitely. But yeah.
My last comment is I am grateful for everything that we have done so far in 2023. I am thankful for Lucito, of course, because this guy has been the spirit and the heart of Providence Lucha Talk. It is the weekend of Thanksgiving, so it's always important to show grateful when it's due. So I appreciate all the viewers. I appreciate our families giving us support and love, and we'll see how it goes for 2023 for us. So, with that being said, I'm your boy Jay.
And this is Hito.
We say thank you so much. Enjoy your Thanksgiving if you haven't eat yet, and have a good one. All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.